years ago, and I still use that line every once in a while. So.
Yep. See, watch live now.
That's weird. Wonder why that happened.
Unknown. This is all of my devices firing up and saying,
Yeah. Oh, there we are.
"These fuckers are live.
They're live right now. Hello, Scott. And wife. Because apparently Scott and his wife watch us together. So bringing families together at the All Things Star Wars podcast.
Indeed.
Oh, and that's right. And Scott said he was postponing recording of the Used and Abused podcast, which you should all go check out. Bringing families together at the All Things Star Wars podcast. The fuck, dude.
I just listened to the fucking thing.
Look, I know what I said. Okay, I don't need a recap. I was there. Solski.
Is it us you're looking for?
Hello. Hello. Is it us you're looking for?
Noisy.
That's what we should do when the refugees are here.
What?
Get shit-faced and go find a karaoke place.
How
about no, Scott?
How about no, Scott? Is there a decent bar like close to here where they would be doing something like that?
I wouldn't even know, honestly. You of all people should know that's not my scene. So
I know there's places around me.
Yeah. Over in Runnahood.
Yeah. Well, between Runnahood and like Gloucester, there's a lot of like seedy places that would have some shit going on like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It feels like there's really not going to be. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do everything that we want when they're down, because they get here Friday evening and then they're leaving like first thing Sunday. So
we do all the Philly shit on Friday night. Get cheesesteaks and go to the biggest Wawa. Yeah, say hi to the Independence Hall.
Have they been to Wawa? Solski, have you and Brady been to a Wawa? I know you know what it is because we talked about it on the show. So, where are you getting your tattoo? Oh, coworker of mine. She's got a good tattoo person, so she's setting me up with her guy. So we'll see. Might be going to make an appointment tomorrow. Possibly. Me.
But not the Star Wars tattoo.
Not yet.
Okay.
That's coming. What the? All right, we're doing it live.
All right, Kate, you're on the podcast. Hang on. I can't hear you. What?
Have you seen my blue tennis sweatshirt?
No.
Okay.
It's probably in your shithole of a room.
Okay. All right, bye, Dad.
Love you. Bye.
Luckily, that wasn't for the actual show because we haven't actually gone live yet.
That's okay. She doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. That's all we need to know. We don't actually have to keep these up here, but I wanted them as a reminder.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Do we have to build an aft wall here for?
We're building a wall.
God, oh God! Why does the wall have to be so close to me?
Yeah. I mean, we can move it if you're feeling uncomfortable. If we're invading your personal space. I just want to mention these for the refugees. Ugh. This is. We got to work on our lighting in here.
No shit.
We got to do all. I know this is riveting, guys. Sorry, this is the pre-show.
Yeah. This is the fucking setup.
This is what you signed up for when you came on before we actually started. Just gonna keep humming. All right, so it's my toast.
Yep.
Oh
wow, I'm okay.
Hi.
So that was weird. What?
What?
No, I was like typing, and all of a sudden, like screen got big, screen got small, screen got big. I have no idea why.
Are you having a stroke?
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Oh Jesus.
We ready to do this thing? What are we waiting on? Are you done fucking?
Yeah, I was trying to add notes, but it's too late apparently.
Yeah. What? Add notes to what?
To the notes. Notes to the notes. Whatever. I don't fucking care.
It's a definition of doing it live. Yeah. I mean, honestly.
I mean, we have a plan this time as opposed to our other doing it lives. All right. So my toast. We'll get into it. Unfortunately, not much news again. Oh, you said you had a thing about JJ. Okay. So make sure you.
I'll have that ready to go.
All right. All right. I guess we're good then, right?
Yes.
All right. So we're recording. Let me just verify the audio's going. Yes, it is. Let's get this guy back up. All right. So, oh, I'll use my watch's stopwatch function to actually time the 30 seconds of silence.
Yeah. What happened? Did you not have the watch on the last time? Because you were dicking around with all kinds of other shit.
I don't remember. It's all a blur, man. So
you don't even have like mysterious illnesses to fucking.
No, I really just think I'm going senile. That's all.
I blame anthrax.
I can't even lean on that. I never got the anthrax shots.
All right, we'll save that for the
podcast. I was very lucky in that regard.
Obviously.
Next to a bunch of whiny bitches. Anyway, what was that?
That was me stifling a snicker.
All right. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, 30 seconds of silence starting now. To North High School.
To North High School.
In glorious Bakersfield, California. Which is my alma mater. I say that because this is episode 95 and I graduated in 1995. So anytime I see the number 95, I always think of the fucking rallies that we had for 4 years when I was in high school. And you were, whenever it came to your class, you always shouted out your graduating day. So
you had rallies in Bakersfield?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like full up like rallies?
Oh yeah. When you know, at school rallies.
So like where did you get your like did you bring your own sheets?
Come
on. I mean that was teed up for like a mile. Like
I'm not going to get into the history of my hometown. I'm not proud of it, okay? But yeah, no, every time I see the number 95, I always think 95 because I yelled that a fucking 100 times throughout high school. So
nice.
That's my
nice.
thing.
And I graduated in 94, so we didn't do any such thing.
94.
Because
we blew that last week. So anyway, what are we talking about this week?
Oh, we're going to do Jedi, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yeah, it's kind of, we're contractually obligated to do the Family Guy, It's a Trap, Return of the Jedi spoof. Yes. So
there we go.
And by the way, hello everyone, and welcome back to All Things Star Wars, the greatest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy.
I thought you already did that. You didn't do that?
No.
I thought you do the thing. You say hello. I know.
I used my toast to transition into the episode number, which normally comes after the hello and the introductions.
Oh, okay,
Dave.
Hey, I just work here, so I don't know.
So, do you want to tell us what we're talking about this week? Or?
I just did, didn't I? Oh my fucking god!
Try to get back into the flow now. The bird broke the awkward silence.
Yeah, like I don't know what's happening. We're doing It's a Trap.
Yes, yeah, the third Family Guy Star Wars movie. We just did something Dark Side last week,
right?
And
is it just two somethings, or was there
three? I'm pretty sure it's three.
Three.
I mean, I've got the Blu-ray right over there. I guess you could just grab it and verify.
I don't fucking care. It's not that important.
No, it is not. So before we get into it, not a whole lot of news this week, Star Wars related. We got a couple of things that we'll get into as we go along. Do you want to get into your JJ thing? Because I still have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not used to doing news like immediately. So, wow, that was why. Why did I lose my picture? So I was watching something on YouTube, and some random Star Wars thing had come up about J.J. Abrams had apparently done something for entertainment, ET Online, whatever it is, Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
And the question they asked him was they asked him if Last Jedi affects Episode 9. And his statement was, no, I think that every movie is its own movie. And obviously this is a trilogy. So that really, it's its own movie, but it's a trilogy.
He just made two conflicting statements, like in one sentence.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. But Abrams said when asked by ET Online if the way he approached Episode 9 was affected by the way Last Jedi was received.
Oh, okay.
We brought to that movie, Episode 9, all the passion and hard work that we would have no matter what. So I think the story speaks for itself. I really, truly can't wait for you to see it. So he really didn't say much of anything.
That's a PR statement right there is what that was.
So the director was also asked how he hopes fans feel after seeing Episode 9, to which he replied, there's a lot of words that we all hope that you feel. And obviously the biggest, most important one is the one I think is satisfied.
Okay.
So JJ's intent is for us to feel satisfied to the conclusion of this trilogy.
Okay. And that's good. And it's funny. I mean, we could probably do a whole podcast about this. And I know we've covered bits and pieces of this as we've gone along, but we both love The Force Awakens. I think, make no bones about it, you and I collectively absolutely love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we've also made no bones about the fact that we were disappointed by Last Jedi. There are things that we liked, a lot of things that we didn't like.
Right.
So, it's going to be really interesting how we look at this trilogy as a whole once it's done. Because, it's not like we've hated the whole thing. There are people online, which, God, I don't even know why I read some of the shit, but there are a lot of people online that fucking hate both Force Awakens just as much as they hate The Last Jedi, which I don't get at all. Like, I mean, I can see where they're trying to nitpick a couple of things from The Force Awakens, but it didn't take away the experience for me whatsoever.
Haters gonna hate. That's all. It really just seems unreasonable to me to have such abject hate for something, especially because most of them hang their hats on the fact that it's just a repeat of Star Wars, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, and it's probably not even worth mentioning again. But who cares?
Yeah.
It fucking worked,
and
it fucking worked the first time. That the same pacing and the same movie worked again.
Yeah. And
so what if Episode 9, the still unnamed Episode 9, right? Yeah. Which I'm surprised the fucking questions for ET Online was like, are we going to have a name to this movie?
Yeah.
Like, no, obviously not. Next question.
Right.
I'm paid to be here, or whatever the fuck Skittles said.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that? Fuck.
Whether or not Episode 9 is going to be good.
Yeah. It's so like if it follows Jedi, if it follows Jedi's pacing and something like that, like the rescue and shit like that, is that going to are people going to be upset with that? Like, whoa, it's the same movie as Jedi. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? If it's anywhere near as good as Jedi is, we're going to be very happy.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be very happy
because Jedi is one of my favorites of the original trilogy.
Yes, we know, Jason. Jesus.
So, I mean, it's the same guy who wrote and directed Force Awakens, which we loved. Same crew and everything, same cast. So it has all the makings for closing out the trilogy well. I mean, the real sticking point is just the kind of shit pile he was given to start this thing.
It's expectations. It's managing expectations, Jason. We got to remember this. We have to.
I know it's so
breathe
hard.
In and have our zen.
It's so hard to not
then reach out and strangle Rian Johnson under fucking sleep.
Yeah.
What? No, sorry.
Yeah. It's
not everybody has a dream.
It's hard not to get excited about Episode 9. And I'm sure once the first trailer comes out, we're going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah, giant nerdgasms, all painting the walls, just fucking craziness. So anyway, that was the stuff I saw from JJ.
Okay.
So.
Now, this was not considered official news, but something really cool came out a couple of days ago that I wanted to briefly touch on. And it was something you just watched. And that was Topher Grace, actor Topher Grace, who is famous for his roles in That 70s Show and Spider-Man 3. For some reason, apparently edits his own videos, and he loves Star Wars. So he did this super trailer called Star Wars Always. If you haven't seen it yet, fucking look it up on YouTube because it is phenomenal. He basically just pieced every cinematic movie that exists out there right now, including Last Jedi, Solo, and Rogue One,
Mhm.
and clumped it all into one like massive fucking trailer, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. It's almost as good as, I don't know if you remember. I think we talked about it on a podcast before, but there's the one trailer that they made up, and it's musically it's kind of similar to that trailer where it has um the it leads off with Maul and Qui-Gon like in their fight and going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you would, if you saw it, you'd know it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to bring it up because it'll fuck up all the other shit we got on here.
Yeah,
but yeah, those were like fan made trailers that I thought were excellent. They're kind of like, every once in a while I'll throw them on in a car just because it's it's just for the nerdgasm.
Yeah, and normally I don't really get into whole fan made stuff, and we kind of had a whole fan film episode.
Well, and we talked about how much Bronco Fett loves the fan made.
Yes, he does. They're his favorite things in the world. But I saw like headlines, like I was going through my Google News feed, and fucking I saw this headline a couple of times, like Topher Grace makes this amazing Star Wars trailer. I'm like, what the fuck? So I figured I'd click on it, and yeah, it was pretty.
It was good.
Awesome.
It was really good. I like how I like the Rogue One tie-ins.
Yeah, and he used deleted scenes from some of the movies.
Yeah, with Luke and Biggs, like the exterior scene where they're talking about like the rebellion and all that stuff, and Luke's being continuing to be a whiny bitch.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and he used
the story goes.
He used the image of Luke building his green lightsaber for the first time that was cut out of Jedi. Mm-hmm. He used a clip of Leia talking, which I'm pretty sure that was a deleted scene where it's from Empire, which she's telling Luke, like, I was doing just fine before you two moon jockeys showed up.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that was a deleted scene too from Empire. So yeah, integrated a lot of cool stuff from all of the movies, deleted scenes.
Moon jockey.
Yeah. So
it's a shame that didn't get out in the movie because that could have been like a thing.
Oh, I know.
For decades.
Jockeys. Oh, that's what we could have named the podcast, the Moon Jockeys. Too late now.
We could use that for our astronomy podcast.
Hold on.
You should actually legit write that down, actually, because we're going to forget. Our old asses are going to be like, didn't we have a good name?
The Moon Jockeys.
Yes. Anyway.
Speaking of which, sidebar. So since we had our little mini astronomy discussion last episode, are you distracted? What's going on?
No, go ahead. I'm responding in the chat.
I've been like trying to do a little bit of stargazing whenever I'm outside at night.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking, I guess it's the light pollution really makes it like to where you only see like a couple of stars in the sky.
It is. It's very difficult being this close to Philly because you have such, you got Cherry Hill, which is a major metropolitan area, going into Philadelphia, and then all the surrounding areas. There is a fuck ton of light pollution.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult to get a really clean star field.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that you're seeing is like, I don't know, that it's probably, first 5 order of magnitudes, like to be bright enough to actually be seen.
Yeah.
Real early in the morning, some of that light starts to go down, but you still have all the parking lots with all everyone's got their parking lots lit up and shit like that. And it just makes a mess. So, hence, we need to venture out this summer.
Yes.
And we need to go out to the dark sky area on PA with fucking cameras and fucking red headlamps and really just super nerd out. And
I am down. So
it's going to be.
I've been thinking about it because I've been watching a lot of astronomy YouTube videos and shit still over the last couple of weeks, and it's such cool shit. And just
our astronomy podcast is in its infancy right now. As we just came up with a name.
Yeah, so to be continued. The Moon Jockeys.
The Moon Jockeys.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Great.
I gotta make sure we gotta put our stamp on that right away.
Reactor.
All right, so what are we talking about?
The Moon Jockeys.
Moon Jockeys. Hopefully that doesn't sound racist. Moon Jockey. Wow. Moon Jockey music. Moon Jockeys hashtag, but only 16 people are participating. The Full Moon Macau Jockey Club members.
We got to fucking hammer that shit down. We got to
There's a Moon Jockeys podcast.
God damn it, Reggie Ray. Fuck.
It's a hashtag.
Wait, is it a podcast or not?
They've made one post.
When was it?
Well, I can't tell because it's all fucking grayed out.
Fuck's sake.
So fuck those guys.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
We'll figure it out.
No, it's a bunch of Star Wars toys.
This is going to be great for the audio version of the podcast.
October 19th, 2017 is when they posted their loan.
Yeah, fuck those guys. What is it when you let a
statute of limitations?
Yeah, when you let something run out.
Oh, like, they made 8 posts. They had 49 followers.
Yeah,
posted by Balls in Play.
Really?
His balls are in play.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
whatever. Fuck him. So
it'd be interesting if he was a listener.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be funny. So, all right. Speaking of our listeners, what a great segue. See, that's why we have you, Dave. So, yes, we are rapidly approaching episode 100. And we've been talking about this for quite a while now. The refugees have made their plans. They're going to be here. We're talking about all kinds of shit we're going to do while they're here. And we need to solidify a fucking topic. And I'm thinking we just go with the trial of Rian Johnson. You know how we were talking about doing that before?
Yeah, I got you.
I say we do the trial of Rian Johnson. His charges are breaking the fandom and ruining Star Wars. So maybe I'll be the prosecutor. Big Lovin can be the on the scene reporter, and Solsky can be the defense attorney, and you can be the witnesses, since you're good at voices. So we'll call all the different witnesses to the stand. Your stunned silence is very reassuring.
Well, I like the idea. I just like how do we continue to make it entertaining for the listener.
We'll figure it out. And if we don't do that, then we'll do something else.
Well, that's my we'll talk offline. I have an idea for that, but it's one of those where, like, I don't want, while we're trying to figure out what we're doing, like, basically be like snoozing off to the 100th episode. It's the 100th episode, so it has to be nonstop excitement, explosions, fireworks, fucking like machine gun fire,
air horns.
Yeah, it's got to be, the intensity has to be ramped up. So,
all right,
courtroom drama notwithstanding.
Yeah,
maybe if we had the Law and Order, like dun dun.
Yeah,
we had some interlude for that. So
I can practice my Tom Cruise speech from A Few Good Men. I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Did you order the code red?
I could do the Jack Nicklaus thing of that.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
I'd have to whiskey though. Whiskey brings the voice down a couple octaves and makes it a little raspier.
Yeah.
I could do Jack.
All right, we can talk about that. So anyway, one thing
guns
that I've decided that we are doing when they get here is, we've been talking about this for fucking ever. This Star Wars Black Series Risk.
God, look at how cool
that I have.
Fucking, the cover is.
It's fucking sweet. And we still haven't played it. I haven't even taken most of the pieces out of the fucking wrappers. So I'm like, God damn it. When these motherfuckers get here, we're going to play some fucking Star Wars Risk. And we're going to like it. All of us. So that is one of the things that is definitely on our agenda.
Star Wars Risk drinking game.
Okay. But either way, we're going to play this, preferably before we record the 100th episode, so we can kind of give a little feedback. Hey, how was that?
Bronco Fett. Intensity amped up. Remove all knives.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dave's always got a knife on him. That's the problem. Oh, I thought you were pulling a knife out. No,
I do have a knife on me.
Dave always has a knife on him, no matter what.
So another segue, because I wanted to talk about this on the podcast.
Sure.
So Jason has this, like, here, the lifting types, right? Mark Somerville, I know you're at the gym, Tony Ferrari, all those guys, all those gym rats, right? So Jason has this gripper.
Yeah, I bought it like 5 years ago, something like that. It's old,
something like that. Yeah, it's wimpy. It's very like, okay, whatever. So I was like, hey, you know what? If you're doing good things at the gym, you want to improve your forearm strength. So I give him these, right? And they're called the Captains of Crush. I mean, they're the gold standard of gripping. Now, so from a technique standpoint, you see the YouTube audience can see how red his head was getting trying to squeeze this. So the irony is that these you have to a full open and full closure, and they have to click. Otherwise, you're not getting the full workout out of it.
Right.
And you got to keep doing it. And then when you're done with that, you got to switch hands.
Well, naturally. You don't want to have like one massive forearm and one small forearm.
But they got to click. But yeah, so this is one more aspect of Jason's workout that he can have. So it'll just rip his fucking dick off. It's like, yeah! just come to, you know what? There's climaxing and everything else, and it's starting to get weird. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that alone.
Starting to get weird. So all right. So yeah, when the refugees get here, we're gonna play some Risk. We're gonna do some sort of episode 100. Fuck, I don't know. Like I like the trial idea, but
we can do the trial. I have ideas to make it so that it's not like stale.
And we have to talk about our dedicated listeners who have rescheduled their lives around the recording of this podcast. That's the craziest part of this whole thing, is the fact that
the whole thing is crazy, guys. It really is. I mean, like the thread with like rescheduled doctor's appointments and like, oh, well, we're supposed to tape our podcast, but we're not doing that. And like, I have to lie to my wife to say what's going on.
Yeah.
That because I'm, make sure I'm there for podcast. Holy shit, guys.
Yeah.
Like, now I really feel bad because when I can't tape on Monday nights because of my fucking ridiculous schedule, that like, and everyone else has now have their lives on hold. I genuinely feel bad, and I apologize.
Yeah, but I will say we may not have the largest podcast audience out there, but we've got the best, most dedicated audience.
Fuck yeah, we do.
So cheers to you guys.
Yeah, to you. This fucking 100 episodes. Now the first ones weren't, on video, right?
Right.
So not everybody got to see the coaster epidemic that I've constantly been dealing with.
But this has been constant since
every
the first episode.
Fucking time I put this thing on this goddamn Game of Thrones coaster, it fucking sticks. Like, first of all, why are we using a coaster on this trash picked fucking table? Like, why? Why? Like, what difference is it fucking making?
It's sophisticated. It's, we're
right. All right. Well, we should be drinking with our pinkies out then, SpongeBob style.
I am drinking red wine this week, by the way.
Oh yes, he's a classy fella. Under a coaster too. I'm fucking so sick of this goddamn coaster.
It's Game of Thrones too, by the way.
Oh yeah, just to add to my fucking annoyance, it's a goddamn Game of Thrones coaster.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to the point at hand, Big Lovin is like posting this text thread he has with his wife. You're like, hey, I've got the podcast tonight, so can't do this or that. So he's rescheduling his family life around us. Fucking
my wife will appreciate that other people are having to reschedule their lives around this podcast.
Scott Rasmussen of the Used and Abused podcast said, oh yeah, I'll delay recording so I can watch you guys tonight. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you guys.
Yes.
First of all,
thank you to the most loyal podcast listeners I can imagine.
Yes, you are the best around.
The best around. I don't know. Who knows those words?
I do.
Of course you do.
Great fucking movie. Great song too.
You know what? Yeah. That's where that goes. Fuck that coaster.
So are we ready to hop into our week?
I thought we were just going to do this. Well, our week? Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do our week. So last weekend, I've been talking about how the Star Wars, The Old Republic has been kind of like higher on my priority list lately.
Than reading Bane.
Yes.
After I anointed him the finisher of books.
No take backsies.
Yeah, apparently he forgot how to finish a fucking book. But go ahead.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of the Old Republic. Last weekend was a double XP weekend. So I played a lot on my Sith Inquisitor, and I ended up just like going out and just doing like a bunch of heroic quests, not really focusing on the main storyline, but I ended up making it to level 70, which is the level cap. And I'm like barely into the fucking actual storyline. So I'm like, well, shit. Now I have to play through the whole storyline already at max level. So it's like, man.
It's a shame. It's a terrible, terrible shame.
Yeah. But I got to play with you a little bit last weekend for just a little bit. And it was quite the fun experience.
Well, so what ended up happening was I finished my homework, right? It was like Sunday mid-afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to stare at a fucking computer screen, I want to be doing something, doing it for a reason I want it.
Yeah.
So that made no sense. None of those words went into an appropriate sentence, but hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. Fuckity, fuck. I haven't said fuck in a while. So I'm like, I text him and I'm like, hey, it was like dinner time, right? You were finishing up dinner.
Yeah.
I think. So I was texting him like, hey, are you available to jump on to Old Republic? And he's like, oh, I'm finishing up dinner. Give me a few minutes. So he jumps on and we tried to like do comms through Discord.
Yep.
Sounded like absolute shit to me. I mean, it was, hey, I was wired. I was on a wired connection. It still sounded like that. Whatever. Maybe it was just the server connection or whatever it was, but it sounded like shit. So we ended up like just calling each other and using the cell phone.
Yeah, we were just like making a regular cell phone call as we were
so
playing the Republic.
Thank God. Could you imagine if we had to pay 4 minutes? Like, and we made that call? It would have been fucking ridiculous. Like, why did you spend so much money? What were you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I was on the phone playing a video game. Anyway. So yeah, I'm like, dude, I know that I was like a level 28. I'm like, I know that I'm missing so much shit to make this game easier for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like walking this shit and getting it annihilated. And I had to get fucking, the probe to come out and fucking revive me. And then I'm like going back into this battle. And I'm like, it's just irritating the shit out of me. So I'm like, dude, make me better.
Well, now, and I started thinking about that. Did you have your companion out when you kept dying to that person?
No.
Okay, so that was the big red flag for me.
Jason, we get logged in together, and Jason goes, "So where's your companion?" I'm like, "I don't know. She's not here." And he's like, "Well, why not?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I just thought it was part of the story. She wasn't around. He's like, "No, hit N and then hit this other thing."
Yeah.
And sure shit, she comes bebopping along. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to do all these goddamn heroic bullshits with no fucking companion, no healing, and I'm just like, and I know my weapons were complete dog shit.
Yeah.
I have Padawan fucking lightsabers.
Yeah.
So like,
he has like level 18 lightsabers, and he's like level 30, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it was. You know how fucking hard it was to get that far without my goddamn companion?
Probably pretty hard.
It was very annoying. You wonder why I don't play it that much, because I don't know how to play the game.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't know how to play the game.
Right. And basically, I told him, like, all right, you're just going to have to come to the house, bring your laptop, and sit down next to me, and I'm just going to have to point. Not that one. Not that one. The one I'm pointing to. No. And, but yeah, it was pretty funny watching Dave trying to monkey fuck his way through the Old Republic. So
it is. It's factually correct. and then going in and actually like spending my money on decent shit.
Yeah.
And then Jason's like, "Oh, I'm gonna craft up these things for you when you get to level 34." Right? Level 34?
32.
32. Yeah. And then so all of a sudden, just when we're just bouncing around this shit, all of a sudden I'm like level 34. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
Well, it's because it was the double XP weekend.
Yeah, so I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I leveled up all of a sudden, and Jason gave me all this armor and like gave me like, oh, well, you can craft these things. I'm like, what? How? Yeah. How do you craft things? He's like, well, I have to change your lightsaber color. What?
Yeah.
How? Like, so I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know how to do anything in the game. I really don't.
So it's funny too, because Dave clearly is not the PC gamer type, whereas I've been playing MMORPGs for 20 years now, because I was a player of the original EverQuest, which it's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. So I've been big into MMOs for most of my adult life. And, I've been around them. I understand them. And just like trying to explain to Dave some of this stuff, it was actually pretty comical.
What did you call me? A headbanger or something? Or you said you called it something like the way I was like just using.
Oh, face roller.
Face roller. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Dave was just face rolling a little bit, and
which I had never heard that term before ever in my life. So
Google it. There's some good YouTube videos out there.
Of people for God's sakes. But that was definitely me. Like, oh, you do individual attacks. I'm like, well, all of them attack when I push this button. They're not all attacking.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Dave, no.
Yeah, and I understand. Like, if you're not used to that world, then it may be a little bit difficult.
No can play.
So we'll get you up to speed though at some point. Yeah. And loyal listener Donald Solsky started playing also, and he's got a Sith character who's like level 20 or some shit now. So he and I need to hook up online one of these days, and he needs to get on Discord, or he's on Discord, but he and I need to chat on Discord and sync up. And
what do we need? You need 4 for the like.
Yeah, a group size is 4 maximum. Okay. So man, if only we knew you, me, Solsky, and one other person, Maybe somebody who was actually coming out to Jersey also.
One other person.
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe somebody.
Yeah,
somebody out there.
Maybe. Exclusive for the YouTube audience. So, yeah, been doing that. Anyway, getting back to my week. My vacation is coming up. We've been talking about this since last year. So, my family and I are going to Disneyland in April. And I guess the fucking Star Wars parks are done. They've had people like going in and starting to like experience like exclusives, like, you know, fucking Walt Disney's fucking great grandkids or some shit, you know. But like some people have actually been going in and experiencing Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They've been doing like press junkets and shit like that.
Really?
And there's been some news coming out about it too. Because I think it's even on StarWars.com, one of the official, you know, Star Wars news sites.
Right. Legit.
Yes. And, you know, they were talking about the whole, like all the list of features, like, oh, you can go to this cantina and get blue milk, and you can go to this place and do this and this. And then they're like, and then you can go to this store and do a build your own lightsaber. And I'm like, motherfuckers, Disneyland's been doing that shit for like 15 fucking years.
Disney World.
Yeah. So the Disney parks have already been doing their build your own lightsaber. So don't act like that's some new fucking concept, you fucking pigs. So that was the only thing that aggravated me. But yeah, there's a lot of shit in the new Star Wars land.
Better lightsabers.
Now that would be cool.
Something that actually like is battle worthy.
Well, because you know what they didn't have up until the last time that I went 4 years ago was like vented lightsabers, you know, like Kylo Ren's with the side vents and everything.
Right.
Which they've explored that in the Old Republic. You can get vented lightsabers in the Old Republic, but they haven't done that in the build your own lightsaber yet. You know, they've gotten as far as like doing like the curved blade, like fucking Dooku and shit.
Right.
But yeah, they don't have vented ones, or at least they didn't back in the day. So maybe they have them in this new one. I don't know. But yeah, it's exciting. Unfortunately, it probably will not be open when I go in April, which it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it's going to be a clusterfuck of all clusterfucks.
Yeah.
When that thing opens, it's going to be a fucking madhouse, because Disneyland in general, when you go, like even during the off seasons, it's still a fucking madhouse. So I couldn't imagine when this whole brand new section of the fucking park that's Star Wars themed is going to open up. It's going to be a goddamn nightmare.
Well, that's why I prefer to do it in Florida.
Yeah.
That way, because you know you're going to have more space, because not everybody's crammed into one park like you are in Disneyland. Like,
yeah,
and you have so many more options to, you know, where the little kids might be in Magic Kingdom. You know, the Galaxy's Edge, I think, is in.
It's in the movie The Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios, yeah. Which isn't that called something else now? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's in that area. So much bigger park, and it'll still be a madhouse when it first opens up. But I think at Disney World, it'll be a little bit more manageable.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But yeah, my tax returns came in this last week. That's why I brought this up. So my tax returns came in. Thanks, Trump. And, you know, we've been finalizing all of our bookings. I've finished booking all of our hotels, bought all of our fucking tickets, and we're fucking ready to roll. Oh, what are you doing April 17th?
Driving you to the airport.
Oh, good answer. Thanks. So
I'll write this down. I'll put it down now. That way I don't forget. Sending Jason to his amazing vacation, leaving Dave at home, probably in the snow.
Oh, fuck. We're going to have to figure out like what we're going to do.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
What time?
It's actually pretty early, so I would understand if you couldn't make it. But we're taking off at like 4:30, so we need to be at the airport by like 2
a.m.
p.m.
Oh, we'll talk.
Okay, yeah. Again, but yeah, we've got a 10-day vacation planned, 7 days at Disneyland, 7 fucking days. It'll be
awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking phenomenal. I've shelled out a shitload of money for this. All the fucking money I made last year when I went to Mississippi and fucking Texas, when I was away from my family for the better part of a year, I've saved all of that money, and that's all going towards this vacation.
Perfect.
So it's
going to be great.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, again, I'll be at home.
Yeah. And we got to figure out what we're going to do for the show for that 10 days.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We got to figure out the fucking 100th episode first.
Yeah.
And then we'll worry about what shit show we're going to have while Jason's on vacation.
Well, yeah. And the interesting thing too, is like, this happens like right after Celebration. Like Celebration happens.
That's a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches. Show Charlie Murphy your titties.
Wish I had another set of hands.
So I can give those titties 4 thumbs down. See, we should do a Chappelle podcast too, just because.
Oh God.
Anyway,
we'd get fined.
Yeah.
You can't talk like that anymore.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm way behind on the chat.
Yes, you are. That's why I seem distracted. However, I am actually engaging on the chat.
All right. Well, why don't you talk about your week, and I'm going to kind of try to catch up on the chat.
All right. My week included playing Old Republic with Jason for like a half hour, and then watching YouTube today. I mean, legitimately,
Yeah.
it's Groundhog Day for me right now, coming to the end of the semester. So yeah, it's just been really busy. Go home, sleep, wake up, rinse and repeat. And I think I already said that.
Yeah.
Funnier the first time, not the second time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to like having in between semesters. Yeah, me too. Okay. I'm looking forward to, you can't see it, Jason. Like you can hear the crinkling, obviously. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to that like week between semesters where I can like actually, I want to play video games today and just do that.
Yeah.
So
and not pile up the fucking responsibilities and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, good. When that day comes, hopefully we can get some more.
I'm sure everyone else will be doing fun, all the fun stuff.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it for you.
That's it. Honestly, I mean, I had nothing else. Nothing else exciting except for getting a new car.
Oh, I mean, hey, that's something. I mean, it's not Star Wars related, but
it is not.
It is related to the life of Dave. Wasn't that a movie, The Life of Dave?
No, there was a movie called Dave.
Oh,
but that was.
I'm thinking Life of Brian, because I was just watching Life of Brian a couple days ago.
Yep.
Great fucking movie, by the way. Yep. The best Monty Python movie out there.
What happened here?
I'm about to write down the timestamp.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to pee.
So, with that, before we jump into our main topic this week, we are going to be right back and take a break after this. Wait, we're going to take a break and be right back after this word from our sponsors. So here we are again. So this part's going to be cut out of the podcast. I almost forgot to edit out Dave's whole fucking phone call shenanigans from the audio version of the podcast last week when he fucking took a phone call for like half an hour. But yeah, thankfully I remembered before I pushed out the audio podcast. And this will all be cut out too. I'm off tomorrow, which is good. Oh, there's Dave. So yeah, I got a 3-day weekend off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Fuck you. I do not.
That's a damn shame. All right. I'm going to piss. Talk to the people.
Oh, what up, people? Don't eat yellow snow. Well, there's... What started that conversation? There's no snow here. There might be snow tomorrow, but I highly doubt it. People will start losing their minds. Oh, by the way, speaking of losing their minds, fucking baseball fans out there that have been following the Bryce Harper, Manny Machado fucking bullshit. The suspense is finally fucking over. Harper signed with the Phillies for some ridiculous fucking deal. It's like 13 years, $330 million, a $20 million signing bonus, no opt-out, fucking no trade clause. So basically Bryce Harper is going to be in Philly forever. Or he's going to like pull a Bobby Bonilla and like continue to get paid. The best meme I saw out of all this was Bryce Harper, even after a 13-year contract, Bobby Bonilla will still have like 3 years left on his contract with the Mets. Now, those of you who may not be old enough to remember, Bobby Bonilla signed this fucking ridiculous contract and then disappeared off the face of the earth, but still gets paid by the Mets every fucking year based on that contract. It's absolute insanity.
Yes.
So anyway, Bryce Harper is a Philly. Jason's son is appropriately wearing Phillies gear today.
Yep.
So, and these are Phillies colors. So,
I have you now. He got me again.
Because, oh wait, I forget. Because
good is dumb.
Because good is dumb.
I don't know, but I guess you'd be the good guy in this situation.
Did I see who Penn State plays in the football home opener? Not yet.
Ooh, anybody good?
I know it's not Michigan because they won't.
Is it Boise State?
That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that would be really cool because my daughter will be at Penn State. Like we move her to State College on August 1st. Word.
Nice.
So she'll be up there as a full-time resident. So she'll go to every game. Oh, suspicious package at the White House. What? Fucking hell. Anyway, yeah. Let us see.
Man, Stonebleeds is very adamant. It's not Boise State. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, calm down.
Isn't it funny how we can wait? Do we have to and we're back. Do we have to do that?
If we're gonna do this as part of the official podcast, yes. So all right, hold on. Give me back 1. Oh. All right, so give me 15 seconds of silence starting now. And we're back. I think my neighbors across the street heard us pissing outside because there's like a couple of guys like right across the street over there.
Yeah, whatever. It's your fucking property. They can suck a bag of dicks.
What is the rule for public urination in New Jersey? Any idea?
I think public urination anywhere is probably illegal.
Is it frowned upon?
I would say it's frowned upon.
Like masturbating on an airplane?
Also frowned upon.
Well, maybe since 9/11 when people got so sensitive. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Oh, there's a Bin Laden reference coming up in
oh my god,
yes. It's a trap.
Yeah, and
that dates itself a little bit, but
well, the funny thing is the date that this came out, but we'll get to that. Mm-hmm. So what were we talking about?
Public urination.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if they were going to cite you, it would be for indecent exposure.
But nobody saw my dick. It's pretty hard to see. So
it has nothing to do with the fact that it's at night. Anyway, I was supposed to be looking up who Penn State's playing in the home opener. That's what I was supposed to be doing.
This is the football portion of the All Things Star Wars podcast.
Not really.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Which I wonder, like a lot of our listeners are probably like, oh, they're not talking about football anymore. Now the fucking Super Bowl's over. Thank Christ.
Yeah. No, here we are talking about it.
Very briefly. We're about to get into the main topic. I promise.
Where's the fucking schedule?
Why don't you just tell us, Stonebleeds?
Yeah, what the fuck, man? Why are you making us fucking run in place here?
Now we have to look like assholes trying to like research stuff on the fly.
We don't. That's not why we look like assholes. And every app I'm looking at right now is telling me to go fuck myself.
Speaking of assholes, funny story. So my wife was cleaning up around the house and she came across a pair of earrings that were not hers. And she throws them in my face and she's like, Jason, what is this? I demand answers. So I'm like, hon, look, let's act like adults here. Take a deep breath, calm down, and finish cleaning the house.
I'm just letting that hang in the air. I'm just going to let that hang out there. So Bronco Fett let us off the hook and said that it's University of Idaho, the holiday special of football. So it's non-canon, obviously.
No, it is canon.
No, it's not canon.
It is canon.
Not canon.
Look, our reviewer last week, remember we read our 5-star reviews, and she said that the holiday special was canon.
I am sure that lovely young lady was being being nice, and doesn't really actually believe that.
I think she does, and I think she's right, honestly. So
that's a trap. Can we get to our main topic?
Hold on, now I got to check and see if we got any new 5-star reviews. Because if we haven't, then fuck all of you. I'm just kidding. We love you guys.
Create more fake Gmail accounts to log into iTunes and make said reviews. No, if you're going to do that, make all the Gmail accounts so we can get towards 1,000 fucking YouTube subscribers.
Yes, what he said. And no, we don't have any new 5-star reviews. So
who was the reviewer?
No, we don't.
No, Stonebleed's asking who his reviewer was. It was a lovely young lady who lives in Boise,
Idaho.
Is there another Boise?
Could be.
Like sometimes
that was the strangest exchange.
Sometimes you just I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying so hard to why this is the worst lead into a joke ever.
And that's the thing, it wasn't even leading anywhere. So
we're oh god. Anyway.
All right, so our main topic this week.
We shouldn't do podcasts on Thursdays. I don't think Thursdays is a good day.
No.
Although you're off tomorrow, so you get to imbibe.
Yes, which I am definitely taking advantage of that, even though it's probably breaking my diet right now, but whatever. It's a trap. So
it's a trap.
We are talking about the third in the trilogy of Family Guy Star Wars movies. Yep. So
contractually obligated.
Yes. So as Stewie said at the beginning of the movie, we're gonna do Jedi again, aren't we? Or we're gonna do Jedi, aren't we?
Yep, so strap in.
Now, just to give you a little bit of background, this was released on December 21st, great day, of 2010. So a little backstory. The Blue Harvest was released September of 2007, and Something Dark Side was released December of 2009. So this really only came out a year after Something Dark Side. But for some reason, when these were actually coming out at the time, it felt like a fucking huge gap for me. I don't know why, because I remember even telling you and John because we were watching these back in the day, thinking when the fuck is the Jedi one ever going to come out?
Right.
Because it feels like it's been for fucking ever.
Well, it's the anticipation of it, just like waiting for episode 9, in between the other movies. It's just fuck, come on. I know it's coming.
Mm-hmm. God, but yeah, I feel like it was still kind of a very low-key release. And I think they really are trying from the very beginning to downplay this thing. Just hey, lower your expectations.
It's in the crawl.
Yeah.
So lower your expectations. Fox basically threatened me that I wasn't going to be able to go do my movie if I didn't do this. So, and then he went on to some fucking long thing in the crawl about, what the fuck was that about?
He was talking about how he was on muscle relaxers.
Oh, yeah, muscle relaxers, and he apologizes. Yeah, God.
Yeah, this is all from Seth MacFarlane, and he does a lot of gabs at himself throughout the whole course of this movie.
Yeah,
especially at the end. So I wanted to throw out a couple of notable cameos before we get started. So there's one scene, I can't even remember where it was because I didn't take a note, but the Star Trek The Next Generation crew popped in for a brief second when I think it was it was the final battle at the Death Star, and they were like, Starship Enterprise, we need you to help us out and get these guys. And it switched to the bridge of the Enterprise, the Next Generation Enterprise. And you heard Picard say one word and Worf say one word. And it was fucking Patrick Stewart and Michael Dorn who actually did those voices.
Well, if you think about it, so Family Guy, have you seen a Family Guy episode where Stewie basically kidnaps the entire Next Generation crew? And it's the crew.
Really?
Yes, it's the crew.
No shit.
Oh God, if you haven't seen that episode, Google it.
Yeah,
it's the Family Guy episode where I can't think of the name of it. John would know the fucking name of the episode, but I'll look it up at some point. But it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And again, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but Patrick Stewart, Star Trek guy. Patrick Stewart actually has done he's basically himself in American Dad.
Oh, is he?
He's the CIA chief, but it looks like it's drawn like Patrick Stewart.
And he does the voice?
He does. It's him.
Nice.
It's fucking him doing the voice. And the shit that he's doing with like hookers and all sorts of stuff. It's fucking hilarious, man. It is like the fact that he can go out there and be fun and do that type of shit is fucking great.
Yeah.
But they had Deanna Troi.
Marina Sirtis.
There you go.
That's my girl right there. Yeah.
Sirtis. Yeah. That just happened. I can't not think of that. Wesley Crusher, Worf. Will Wheaton.
Yeah, Michael
Say
Dorn.
Wheat. That's in there. I'd say that Will Wheaton. That's that episode.
Oh, really?
That's that episode. You got to fucking see it. Anyway.
So, but yeah, they came to reprise their roles for like one fucking word of dialogue. And Patrick motherfucking Stewart, Captain Picard, fucking Professor X, he just came back to do one line in the fucking Family Guy Star Wars movie, which I thought was great. Apparently Anne Hathaway had a cameo in this. She played they labeled her on IMDb as the hot blonde. Don't know where the hell that was. I have to go back and rewatch it, but Anne Hathaway, that's my girl right there.
Yeah.
Like,
you liked her in what was it? The Princess Diaries or something?
Never saw that, but Anne Hathaway just in general.
Okay.
Big thumbs up from Mr. Roscom. So
fair enough.
And then there's another notable cameo that we will discuss later as we get going through my notes. There's some really good extras on this DVD. So one, there is a voicemail from Darth Vader, which is Stewie, to Luke. And I'm not going to get into it. You're just going to have to buy the DVDs and watch it for yourself. But it's really funny. It's like 3 minutes. It's a really cool extra that they threw into there.
I have not seen that.
Yep. And then there's one other extra, which I thought was really notable to mention on the podcast. And that is the writers, like 4 or 5 of the writers from the Family Guy Star Wars movies go and play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And they got a lot of the same weird fucking questions that we got. like how many prongs are there on the fucking claw that brings the carbonite out on Cloud City? You remember that fucking question?
Yeah, we got that fucking question.
They got that fucking question too. What color are the fucking hyperdrive levers on the Millennium Falcon?
They got that one?
Yeah, yes. They got that fucking question too. I'm like, holy shit, they got all the same questions we did on the fucking podcast.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so that's also worth watching.
Like any nerd worth his salt is going to have a fucking Star Wars Trivial Pursuit in the house.
Yeah. So I'm going to just say this right now. I thought I had seen this movie all the way through going into this. 5 minutes into this, watching it for the first time yesterday, I'm like, I've never seen any of this. Yeah. There's one scene in particular, and I have it in my notes, that I had seen before, but I guess I saw it on YouTube because everything else didn't recognize, wasn't familiar. I'm like,
it might have been something that like John and I showed you.
Could be. Yeah. And I think it's actually something we've referenced on the podcast before.
I'm sure.
So
the vernacular, between any of these Family Guys is scattered throughout, my entire dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, the sentence I intended to say got the words. I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
You sure you're not the one drinking tonight?
Look, it's a steady state downward.
So my question for you before we get started is, how many times have you seen this yourself, and how recently have you watched it?
I was going to watch it all the way through today while I was typing something at work, because there's a whole thing going on, so nobody's around, so I'm basically have the office to myself. So I had it playing while I was typing some stuff, but I only got about halfway through.
Yeah.
I've easily seen this. Like, I didn't get the DVDs of any of the other ones. I had the DVD of this one.
Really?
Because it was in my flyaway kit. And
this one of all the movies you had the DVD, but not the other two.
Not the other two. And same thing with iTunes. I thought I had all 3 of them on iTunes. I only had this one on iTunes. So it's very strange. I don't know why.
Why this one?
I don't know.
Huh,
it's just weird. The one. It's the one. And I think what it comes down to is the anticipation, because it was direct to DVD. Right. So it was.
I think the second one was too, but
it might have been. Yeah. But I think the anticipation of having seen 2 of them and the hilarity. I'm like, once it came out, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking buying it right away.
Yeah, and we mentioned last week that the Empire version, the Something Dark Side. It was really fucking good. I thought it was better than the first one. So yeah, like you said, it would the anticipation was going up and up and up.
Yeah, it was only a year later, so it's like, okay, here it is. Boom, I bought it.
Yeah,
and that's why I had it and not the others.
Okay,
that's the only reason I can imagine.
Yeah,
but I mean, dozens of times, dude, dozens of times. It's just funny. What's with all the sad faces in the thing?
I don't know. Yeah, people are sad. My kids won't play Star Wars trivia with me. Oh, sorry, Isaac.
It's okay. They'll come around. Don't worry.
They will. Kids, they always come around. Especially if you neglect them, then they will really want to take interest in the things you're interested in just to get your attention. So, maybe neglection for like 6 months, and then.
So Jason says, neglect your children for positive results.
I mean, ultimately, if that's where you're trying to get,
the more you know.
I know. So we're gonna kind of do this like we did last week, unless you want to do something different. I'm just gonna go through my notes,
and I will piggyback.
Yeah. So it started off because every one of these has started off. That's gonna be super distracting.
No.
Every one of these starts off with the Family Guy family watching something on fucking TV. The one from Empire I thought was stupid, but the one that we talked about from Blue Harvest, where they were watching the golf.
Yeah, with Phil Mickelson putting.
Yeah, talking about his wife. And, oh god, yeah, just good shit. This one was actually pretty funny too, because they were watching like a 90s music retrospective, and they were talking about how, like, why did everybody in the 90s sing every song with the letter A? They changed every vowel to the letter A. Hey. Which I actually thought was funny because, as teenagers in the 90s, it's
everyone, the grunge.
Yeah.
The grunge look was everything.
Mm-hmm. So we knew all about that.
It was about being disgusting, apparently.
Yeah. And then I wrote in the quote. I wrote in the quote from the family, let's just get through this, because
yeah, exactly.
The power goes out. Stewie says, we're going to do Jedi now, aren't we? And then I think Peter said, let's just get through this. And then we get the whole crawl that talks about like lowering your expectations, like we said.
Right.
And he's like, look, we were just contractually obligated to do this. So already he's at least making it seem like, yeah, we're just phoning this in, bro.
Yeah.
It's we had to do it. We did the first two. They were successful. So we're like, fuck. All right, we got to do this one too.
All right, kid who's calling my daughter and leaving weird messages, fucking knock it off. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
We got like a stalker situation going on here.
Some fucking goofy shit. All I can say is that I don't need much of an excuse. I really don't.
Dave will kill you. Like, if you're listening right now, stalker, like,
yeah,
I have no doubt that Dave will fucking put his hands around your throat and just squeeze until you stop moving.
I will put my hands on you and you will not survive it.
So anyway, lowering your expectations was the theme of the crawl, as well as muscle relaxers and things like that. And we start right off with the outer shot of the fucking Death Star, the Star Destroyers, and this animation.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, and that was my first note.
It's like, so awesome,
flawless animation. They did such a good job. You can
all the way up into, like, even when, because the so they're doing a fly-in, the music's playing, it's getting fucking dun, 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 like, and so you're flying by and you got the fucking the construction workers out there, like, doing Empire stuff, and like people are doing the construction shit as the shuttle is just Tydirium is flying by, or it's not Tydirium.
Vader shuttle.
What the fuck is the name of Vader shuttle?
Anyway, irrelevant for this conversation.
That's Alan's dog.
Different movie.
Anybody seen all the snow shovels?
Yeah, that was this one. It was the snow shovels were gone, and they were wearing them as helmets, and it's like, what?
Anyway, even so, to finish with the animation coming in, and coming in and landing on the mirrored surface of the hangar.
Yeah, the spit polish.
Yeah, there's a TIE bomber like in the foreground. It's just like, oh man, I say it every time we talk about these movies, and I'll say it again. If you're an animator on this, that these guys were just crazy nerding out to fucking do this animation, and do it the absolute best that they can,
right?
And then draw in it some guy with fucking balls on his chin.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you can tell they just absolutely loved it. Huge Star Wars fans, and yeah, they were just soaking it up, and they were trying to be as legit as possible. So we get with we start off with the same opening scene as Return of the Jedi, where Vader gets off of the shuttle and he's talking to the guy, talking about the construction and all that, and he's like, hey, you remember when they blew up the first Death Star? Well, there's no trench this time. And
well, before we even got to that point, so it's Roger from American Dad.
Oh, right, the alien.
Yeah, so the alien walks up. Roger from American Dad walks up, and Stewie's like, "What? You're here?"
Yeah, we're already out of Family Guy characters.
and then it just kind of pressed on from there.
Yeah,
which that's going to be a thing later too, because you're going to have oh fuck the Nazi
Nazi fish.
Nazi gold.
I mean, okay, so full disclosure, I've only seen the pilot episode of American Dad, so I don't know.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
And I'm watching the whole like.
Oh my god, Jason!
I'm watching the Nazi fish thing. And
oh my god!
What is going on right now?
Oh my god! I can't believe I haven't watched American Dad. Dude. Yeah, John. I'll put it this way, like the Stan, the dad, is like he drives this big SUV, black SUV,
right?
And like gets angry. It's like, people driving by. I'm going to call him a nerd. Yeah, can't call him a nerd. And, it's just, I personally like American Dad better than Family Guy.
Really?
I do.
No shit.
I think I appreciate the humor more.
Okay.
Even with Roger and the weird alien thing, I think if you were going to sit down and watch a lot of Family Guy or a lot of American Dad, then there's a lot more quotables because they're not like, let's face it, like, because they do it in the movie, so it's still kind of relevant. Like Family Guy does its shtick by like saying like, hey, remember that time we did something like this? And then they go flashback into that. It's like, we're doing something really dumb. Yeah, this is really dumb. And then they come back to it.
Yeah, the dolphins and the fucking
yeah, so they do a lot of that shit, whereas in American Dad it's just more, it kind of plays out more like a sitcom, as it were. So anyway, American Dad is better, in my estimation.
I may have to watch it someday.
And trans.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, they're walking down and the alien's like, yeah, so the trench that they flew down, we took it out, there's no trench this time. And then Vader goes, okay, well, is there still a hole? And it was just like an awkward silence.
Yes.
Yes. So and what did he say? He said something like,
well, you better fix it before the Emperor comes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're gonna plug that up or
fuck, I forgot what he said.
Yeah, I know, me too. Fuck, I should have wrote it down.
It's relevant.
This is the thing, because as I was watching this and I'm realizing this is the first time I've ever seen this. I'm like, I kind of have to pay more attention to that than actually writing notes. So like right now, special edition gay. Like, what does that mean?
Special edition gay.
Yeah, that's the note that I just wrote down. Or that I wrote down while I was watching this. I'm like,
and it's early on?
Yeah. It was like right after them talking about the hole. Oh my god, this is riveting.
It could have been from the exterior scene from Hutt or Jabba's palace. They had the where it's no, Jabba not here. No. Be. And then he's like, says like, oh well, the Jabba's cats escaped. And he comes, oh, kitty. And they do that exterior shot where the frog fucking like snaps up the.
Maybe it means special edition guy. Maybe that's what I said. Because I do know that they had the little fucking sock puppet.
Oh, yeah. See, special edition gay and special edition guy. Two completely different things.
Yeah.
Like, that sock puppet with the googly eyes. Like, oh, hey, what's going on out here? Yeah. Oh, I let them in. That's not cool.
Yeah. Oh, gag. That's what it was. Yeah.
Fuck, Jason, god damn it. I can't have something funny to say about every fucking one of these things. Jesus Christ.
I can't read my own handwriting. That's the problem.
Fucking hell, man.
Special edition gag is what I wrote.
I don't even know. What?
G-A. That's a G, not a Y.
What gag?
With the puppet with the googly eyes.
Oh, my God, Jason.
And this is the point where I wrote in my notes, I've never seen this.
No, Jason, no.
Yeah, and the next part in my notes was when they were unfreezing Han in Carbonite.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. And I wrote, like, you see the fart jokes coming. Like, I knew as soon as she started fucking, like, defrosting him and his ass was sticking out.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so sorry.
Fun fact, apparently, so I was looking on the IMDb page for this movie. I guess in Something Dark Side, when he was frozen and he was mooning, he was looking over his right shoulder. In this, he's looking over his left shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which they probably abound.
No, they probably did that on purpose. I'm sure they did. So like a nerds like us would be like, oh no, he was looking over his right shoulder.
I didn't fucking care.
Yeah, me either.
I quite frankly, I didn't care for the fart joke, whatever. Yeah. But before that, did you notice like so you start seeing it's Joe, legless Joe is Jabba. And so throughout the entire thing, when he's speaking Huttese, he's like Gucci, yeah.
Yeah,
it's intermingling just random bullshit with actual words, and I thought it was funny.
Well, yeah, like the Lady Marmalade lyrics, or like at one point when he says like put him in, like to tell him to like throw him into the Sarlacc, he says Mila Kunis,
That's right, clear as day, Mila Kunis.
Yeah, so clearly they weren't going for the full Huttese there.
No,
and the nodding scene, right? Luke comes in and they put him on the skiff and they're about to throw him in. It's like dun dun
dun dun dun. So fun fact. This was a thing with the kids. When they saw this was a thing now for like ever. It's still a thing.
With your kids?
Yeah, oh yeah. Like so anytime someone would have it like a dun, they'd look at each other, nod, dun, dun. And it would go on and on and on. It's
much like this movie where it went on and on for fucking ever.
So just based on the fact that I truly believe that they were like, fuck, do we have enough material to fucking do this? And in the short time frame that they did it.
Yeah.
So anytime they could like create like space, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Because they did it again. Yeah. It's when fucking Han and Chewbacca's like, okay.
Well, and I felt like that was the payoff for that whole setup. That like 3 minutes of everybody nodding to each other was the payoff was when Han and Chewie was like, Boba Fett, where? He's right behind you. Okay, I'll give you the signal. And then they did the thing again. And I thought that was hilarious.
Just back and forth to each other. Yeah. And then they turn around and it's like, where is he? He's gone.
Yeah, like some guy with his arm chopped off, like that Luke like beat up. He's like, yeah, he fell. He fell.
Oh, all right.
Which I felt like that was the payoff for the setup with the whole nodding scene.
Dun,
it was
dun. Oh, before we get too far, I like the when Luke's in the Sarlacc pit, right? And it's Rush Limbaugh, and it fucking goes in and he crushes Rush Limbaugh, and R2 is like, hey, would you have liked your lightsaber or something? And Luke was like, yeah, about 10 fucking minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then R2 is like, yeah, I like you to know that where I keep your lightsaber is actually my rectum.
Yeah. Yeah, but you think about it too. Like, think about the original movie. Like, yeah, R2 could have like shot him his lightsaber at that point.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. But that wasn't the plan.
Right.
The plan was to get into the Sarlacc pit so that he could be captured, put onto the skiff, go over the giant desert pussy, and then everything comes together.
And then dun. So, they go through the whole rigmarole at Jabba's skiff, and Leia chokes him to death, and he's
Uchi, yeah.
And then,
I didn't get raped. Okay.
Yeah. And then we have the part where Luke's in his X-Wing and he goes, and the Millennium Falcon goes the other way. And well, first there was the funny voicemail gag, which I've actually done in the past. I got my own grandmother with that gag, by the way, where back in the days, some of you people may not remember, but we actually had answering machines back in the day that had little cassette recorders inside of them. And you would record a message, and then people would call you, and if you didn't answer, they would record a voicemail. Shaking it up should be good. That
well, I want to see if there's any. Whoa, shit.
Did you see that? Did you see that happen just now on the YouTube? That was great.
Anyway, they had actual voicemail.
Yeah, we used to have voicemail, and I did the whole gag once where it's like, hello? What? Hey, can you hold on for a second? Haha, just kidding. Leave a message. Beep. So
I thought I actually got through that part when I was rewatching it, and I thought he had said something about Carlos Spicy Wiener at that part.
No,
but he didn't.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah. So anyway, after that scene, right? It's Luke and R2 flying back to Dagobah, and it looks like
you still got some of that.
Some of those Chips Ahoy.
No, they're all gone.
I laughed so fucking hard. This was yesterday when I watched this. I was fucking dying when I watched the scene because he'd be flying. He's like, "You have those chips away," and R2's like, "No, they're all gone." So he's flying in the year.
Yeah,
and he looks back, and all you see is just R2's face. Like, and it happens like 3 times.
It's just like this.
Oh
animation.
My god.
Nothing.
This was the funniest thing I have seen in so long. It was so good. So, and because I had never seen this before, so this was all new to me.
That's funny.
I was laughing my fucking ass off last night when I was watching this.
What the fuck is this? Bronco Fett, Knives and Diet Coke, the Dave Martin story.
Oh my god. That's it. If we ever make a movie about Dave, Knives and Diet Coke.
That's
the Dave Martin story. I like it.
Anyway.
So we have a point where the Emperor shows up like he does in the original movie. And the guy who does the Emperor, he's done a lot of the Family Guy stuff. He's the one character.
He's Lois's dad.
Yes. And he drops a lot of F-bombs.
Yep.
But there was one scene where Stewie's or Darth Vader is like, well, your room's not ready yet, so you're gonna have to, maybe chill at the pool.
Chill at the pool. That should have been the funniest fucking thing you ever seen.
It was. I fucking was dying when that scene came up. He's like fucking in the pool, like all he has is his fucking his dark hood.
He's got the cloak, and he's in like a pair of swim trunks.
Yeah, and there's like 2 kids splashing next to him in the pool.
Hey, knock it off.
Yeah.
Hey.
And they're not stopping. And he shocks the fucking pool, and it kills the
kids are like floating.
I'm like, holy shit!
I deserve a vacation too.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. And that's another one of those things where it's like, God, with people being so fucking sensitive now, I don't know if that would ever fly today.
Killed 2 kids.
Yeah, and they're just like floating fucking in the water. It's like,
knock it off.
Shit.
I deserve a vacation too. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
First you shake it, then you bake it.
Yeah.
Who's shaking and baking? Oh, because I shook up. Yeah, gotcha. I'm right there with you.
Okay, maybe you can explain what I meant when I wrote the note. Yoda Parsegian?
What?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yoda Parsegian.
I don't know what that means.
Was
I high when I wrote this?
I don't know. I wasn't with you yesterday.
I've only seen it once, so I have no
I don't fucking
All right.
Oh, is it because the Yoda voice is H. John Benjamin?
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know how those 2 things relate, but
yeah. Okay, whatever. But yeah.
I'm looking for Yoda. Like, I'm not Yoda. Yeah, I'm Yoda.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm Yoda. But yeah, he goes
H. John Benjamin is by far, like, there was an Archer reference in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
like from him being the coach in family movies through the Family Guy stuff, because he's also Meg's boss at the comic shop.
Yeah,
and into Family Guy this, and then fucking Archer and Bob's Burgers. Like, his fucking delivery is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, and he's got that weird monotone voice, but he's also got like great comedic delivery.
His timing is fucking impeccable.
Yeah,
like Archer's probably by his best work.
Yeah,
it's a shame that show kind of bled out a little bit, but
yeah.
Oh, they gave Yoda a last name. That's what it was. Thank you, Isaac.
That's what it was. Yoda's last name. Yeah. Thank you. See, that's why we have such good listeners, because they keep us on point. Yes. Yoda Parsegian, that was his last name.
Luke used his credit card.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because he called Yoda died. He dies, and he's
takes his wallet out.
Fuck, all right, and he orders like some food and shit. So we get to the point where Mon Mothma is briefing, the rebellion and all that, and it's fucking Carrie Fisher as Mon Mothma, and she does every bit of the Mon Mothma dialogue exactly as the fucking original actress said it back in fucking Return of the Jedi, which was crazy.
Yeah,
and there was like nobody gave any reference to Carrie Fisher at all except for Lois, because when Mon Mothma comes out, Peter or Han is like, hey, it's the second woman we've ever seen in the fucking galaxy, and Lois as Leia is like, I don't like her.
I don't like her.
So yeah, I thought that was great. But yeah, Carrie Fisher fucking comes back and just does Mon Mothma, does all of her dialogue, and that's it.
And it doesn't sound like Carrie Fisher either. Like to me, it didn't.
I knew it was her the second she started talking.
Oh, really?
So, oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it initially. I had to I think John told me that it
well,
was her.
Yeah, it was 2011, so this was before, her voice got like too hot, it's a new jacket, so you could still kind of recognize that it was Carrie Fisher's voice. So
oh god.
But
another great takeaway from Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was out of Force Awakens. Never mind.
Right.
Disregard.
You know what I meant. But so there was this one funny bit that I wrote down where Luke comes to Leia and he's like, she's like, what is it? And he's like, ask me again sometime. He's like, I know something you don't know. And then she's like, well, tell me. He's like, okay, well, I can tell you something else you didn't know. Han has this job placement website.
Oh, yes. Han job. Yeah. Do you need a Han job?
Yeah, we can direct you right away into a new job. And It's like this whole commercial that's full of just like dick jokes.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's almost as good as Intergalactic Proton Power Electrical Technical Advertising Droids.
Yeah. Which, by the way, after I watched that, hanjobs.org is the website that they list.
No, it's a legit website.
Nothing came up when I
really?
When I tried to go to hanjobs.org. Yeah.
So, it used to be.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, oh man,
somebody must have bought that out,
or somebody let it expire and let it lapse, and maybe somebody else needs to buy it out.
You need a Han job.
Yeah. So then there was the scene.
Me log into my GoDaddy account right now.
Oh, okay. Let's backtrack a little bit because taking a step back when we were still on Tatooine and we had the skiffs going to the Sarlacc pit, there was this scene where fucking Osama bin Laden sticks his head out and he goes, still alive. Going back to what I was saying originally, this came out in May of 2011. We killed bin Laden back in it was like September of 2011. So it was like 3 or 4 months after this happened is when they fucking got bin Laden, which was fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So the timing was fucking impeccable on that. So
yeah, still alive.
Yeah. So another thing.
Not for long, bitch.
Yeah.
There's Navy SEAL's gonna blow your fucking face off. Cock knuckle.
So another kind of funny, timely relevance thing was when they're all in the cockpit of the shuttle Tydirium, and Han's looking over at the Falcon, and he's like, Leia's like, oh, what's wrong? And he's like, I feel like I'm never gonna see her again. And she's like, oh, the Millennium Falcon? And he's like, no, Elizabeth Hurley. I feel like she's just done. Funny thing about that, last year she kind of came back into the public eye with a vengeance. In addition to doing some fucking TV show that I don't give a shit about, her Instagram page started fucking exploding. You put me onto her Instagram page, I think it was.
Allegedly.
And yeah, like her Instagram. First of all, Elizabeth Hurley, for being in her fucking 50s, is still fucking super gorgeous. She is hot as shit.
She's got her clothing line.
Yes, and she's been advertising this stuff on her fucking official Instagram page, which I may or may not be following. And she posted so many super sexy fucking pictures last year. It was ungodly. And I saw an article in December of last year where it's like, why is Elizabeth Hurley all of a sudden the rave of Instagram and all this? So she kind of came back in a big way over the last year. So that just, this whole Han line made me think about that. God damn, man. It's really? How is that possible?
Having a lot of money and doing nothing else but work out all the time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Jason's are going to pass out.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, so yeah,
that's a trap.
hanjobs.org. And there was a part where they're talking about the shuttle Tydirium's coming in, and Vader's like, "What's up with that shuttle?" And the guy's like, "It's an older code, sir, but it checks out," which takes me back to my favorite Star Wars meme ever. And it's an older meme, sir, but it checks out. I use that thing every chance I get. So the fucking the Star Wars memes are real with the All Things Star Wars podcast.
hanjobs.org is taken.
Oh, it is taken.
Yeah. hanjob.org is not taken. Singular. Do you need a Han job? I need to do Peter better. I really can't. Like for whatever reason, it's like that.
You gotta get really into that. Yeah.
You sound more like Lois than doing.
All right. Well, you do a good Lois, so that's a good start.
Hey.
So, C-3PO is telling his stories to the Ewoks, and it ends up being like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air story, which I thought was kind of funny. So there's a point now where we get to Endor, and Peter like fucking snaps when they're like fighting the Empire. He fucking snaps, and he's like brutally killing like.
Take his helmet. Take your own grave.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
He's like, fuck those Ewoks. I'm so sick of their cute fucking shit. And like, he's like going crazy on the Ewoks. But at the same time, they're painting the Ewoks as these like brutal fucking savages throughout the thing too. Like when they're fighting the Empire, they're just like fucking mauling them and like tear them to shreds and like blood everywhere. The one scene
blood and entrails, because they're they're not Ewoks. They're a Family Guy character from one of the episodes, but I don't remember the episode, but that like bear type thing.
I know what you mean, but
actually no, that's from another fucking show. It's from another version. Not maybe it's the
Cleveland.
Maybe it's the Cleveland show. I don't know. That's a show I should have watched more of and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I like Off Mic Dave for a while. How long have I been leaning back like that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Sorry.
But yeah, so like Peter snaps talking about the fucking Ewoks and he's sick of how cute they are and all that stuff. And then at the same time, the Ewoks are like these brutal fucking killers. Where the one scene where the two Ewoks get caught in like the ATST fire, and one of them's down and he's like, and he's like shaking the other one and he's fucking dead. In this scene, he's like looking around, rips his fucking arm off and starts eating it. It's just fucking
which
great.
It's what it fucking should be.
Yeah.
Fuck the cuteness. Fuck all that. They were about to roast humans. Like, what is this thing we caught in the net? I don't know. It's edible. Fucking roast it up.
Yep.
Get it on a fucking spit. Let's go. Like, hurry up. Get the fires built. Yeah, it's fucking just. They're. Oh god, it would have been so much better if they were Wookiees.
Yeah, there's.
Were you impressed with my fucking?
I do. That was good. This is good. We get to the whole Emperor taunting, trying to taunt Luke, and all they're using is like all these Seth Green references, talking about how he's not that good of an actor, and how he sucks. He's been a long failure, which obviously we know. The voice of Luke, and so yeah, they use that to kind of put him into a rage. And the Emperor is great too, because like he drops a lot of F-bombs, and there was one point where Luke cuts off Vader's hand and all this stuff, and the Emperor walks up, he's like, all right, everybody, let's just calm the fuck down.
That's right.
Which is a great line. I don't know. Oh yeah, when Vader says, Luke, help me take this mask off.
And breaks his fucking neck.
He's like, oh no. Darth Vader died from the injuries he suffered from the Emperor before.
Fucking dragging him in the head, like Stewie's head. The fucking neck is like, the neck bone's like at a 90-degree angle like this. Like there's a neck bone. But it's like fucking like this.
Which you see when the ghosts appear at the end. It's like, what the fuck, man?
It's fucking heads like this. Stewie's football heads like off to the fucking side.
Yeah, and then the last note I had was when it's over, we get back to the family, and then they just start ragging on Seth MacFarlane.
Yes,
like over and over again. They're just like raking him over the coals. And then the daughter's like, "Well, what about the prequels?" And I was like, the Cleveland show will do that. And that was kind of really where it ended.
That was it.
And it was good. I actually laughed a lot during this one, but I do agree with the overall sentiment that it was not the best. It was probably the least favorite of the three movies. But I mean, it still wasn't bad, especially the first time you watch it. Like if you'd never seen it before.
There was definitely some really funny parts.
Yeah.
I think there were more like knee slappers.
Sure.
In the other ones. But for something that they were obviously phoning in on with some of the jokes and extending out some of that shit. I think they enjoyed drawing Lois as Slave Leia.
Yeah.
I think they enjoyed drawing Ayula, the dancer, the Twi'lek dancer from Jabba's palace. I think they enjoyed drawing her. And even the background, like aliens and shit, like some of them you'll like recognize, in different things when R2 says, "Wow, there's all kinds of cast of characters in here." That was the lead into the sock puppet guy.
Yeah, that's right. The special edition and all that.
Some of that stuff you really have to pay attention to what's like going on in the background after you've seen it like 50 times.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like in Blue Harvest, like in the cantina scene where you had the coach that H. John Benjamin, voices. Coach is in the fucking cantina.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was adequate.
Yeah,
it was adequate. There was some knee slappers, and I am not the biggest Family Guy fan. I really am not.
Really?
There's funny parts to it, but I don't like the whole like let's go back and like reenact this scene to come back to this one. There's some really fucking funny Family Guy episodes. Like just really just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and what you were saying before kind of goes back to one of the last lines they had in this when they were ragging on Seth MacFarlane. It's like, yeah, we get it. You watched a lot of TV in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But American Dad, I like in comparison, like they haven't done a Star Wars thing like this. At least not that I can remember right now. But like it's more of a continuous flow of like the funny as opposed to the way Family Guy is. But overall, the trilogy itself was entertaining.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, it's 45, 50 minutes of entertainment. And the DVDs getting the extras for some of that shit was pretty cool.
Yeah. And again, like I said last week, brand new, still sealed in package, under $30 on Amazon. And our loyal listener, Don Solsky, bought it for, I think he said like $13 on eBay.
Yeah.
So
we blitzed over the fucking Nazi
the Nazi fish. Yeah.
It was like he starts out with like, oh, that's a trap.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's out of the way.
Or we'll get to that later or something.
Yeah, like that. Just the overt like German racist like shit with like just eliminating people and shit like that. It's like
there was
the overtones to that were like fuck me, dude.
Yeah, because Lando was played by like the Family Guy character who was like the Jewish guy,
right?
And he's like, am I the only one with a gold star on my
my
thing? And he's like, oh, that's just for record keeping for later.
Yes.
And I'm like, holy shit,
it was really fucking overt. Klaus. It's Klaus.
Okay.
Is the fish's name.
Gotcha.
And somebody mentioned in the chat there's like his whole backstory with Klaus, and he was a Olympian or something, German Olympian, and the CIA swapped his brain into a fucking fish.
Yeah.
Some shit. Fucking American Dad's funny. It really is.
Yeah.
If you're not watching it, you should. What's I believe they said that they wouldn't be doing the prequels because the prequels were already cartoons.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you could do the prequels in a scenario like this and have it be funny when you're not just like just reenact everything.
Who's Carl Skitrata?
I have no idea.
What's happening? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
No, okay, now what do I click?
Save it for later.
Oh, sorry.
So
a little preemptive.
Yeah, that's really it though.
I didn't get raped. Okay. All right.
But I mean, that's it. We omitted a lot of stuff, but I just went with what I wrote down for notes. There were a few things that really stuck out to me. That fucking Chips Ahoy gag, dude. I was literally like my gut busting, like my side hurt. I was laughing so much.
I laughed. I laughed like that at when the fucking Emperor was like, "Hey."
Oh, when he shocked the kids. Oh yeah, that was good too.
Hey, cut it out or knock it off. That shit was
the fact that they like turned over and they were like dead fucking bodies floating in the water. I'm like, wow, that was.
Oh, so are we done? Are we done with that? That's a trap. I just enjoy saying that.
Sure.
So the gentlemen and ladies, there may be some ladies in the chat, I'm not sure. They are wondering about the character of the week.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that this week, did we?
No, we didn't. And they've actually been talking about the entire time.
Oh wow.
So
sorry, bro.
Who's the character of the week?
All right, well we'll do it live, as they say.
Is that Carl Skitrata?
Spell that for me.
Kal Sierra Kilo India Romeo Alpha Tango Alpha.
All right, it auto-filled in Google search, so that's a good. Okay, it's a dude. In trooper armor,
just a couple of dudes.
All right, he kind of looks like homeboy from fucking Solo, doesn't he? All right. Anyway,
he does.
Cal Scarata,
big starlighter,
born Fallon Matran, sometimes called Calbeer,
Phallic McTran,
by the clone commandos that he trained, was a human male Mandalorian instructor who trained clone commandos in the Grand Army of the Republic during the time of the Separatist crisis.
He was mentioned in a book.
Okay, after being orphaned, he was adopted by Moonin Scarata. As Scarata grew up, he became a husband of Lippy Scarata, the biological father of Tor Ejat and Rusan Scarata. Goddamn. He would also become the adopted Buer of Omega Squad and the Null class Advanced Recon Commandos. Something tells me this is leading into the Republic Commandos storyline. RC 1136 of Omega Squad and Jedi Knight Etienne Tour Mukan and ex-Jedi Knight Borden Jusik. He was also the adopted grandfather of Venku Scarata.
How do you fucking become an adopted grandfather?
I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, Bronco Fett just confirmed your suspicions. It's from the Republic Commando series.
Okay, as I kind of figured. He's got cool armor. He's got cool Mandalorian armor. He looks like fucking homie from Solo,
or he looks like Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters.
Yes,
remember
indeed.
Like with the scar on his face and shit.
Yeah,
He's got that like side profile look.
Yep. So
that's a throw. Fucking, I want you kids out there to come up with a better fucking reach back than Vigo or the Carpathian. I'll wait.
Yeah. So he was mentioned. You talked about this. He was mentioned in Legacy of the Force Bloodlines and Legacy of the Force Sacrifice. He was in the Republic Commando Hard Contact book and a bunch of other Republic Commando stuff. Which, by the way, there was an article online like yesterday or today,
right,
that was like, we needed more games like the Republic Commando first-person shooter from, I don't know what it was, like 2002, 2003.
It's a good game.
I haven't played it.
It's a good game.
I have it. I have it in multiple iterations. I have it. I actually.
Watch it easy now. Jesus Christ. Jason's on his hands and knees right now, and it's not under the table, so stop it, you perverts. Reading is fundamental, Jason.
Fuck, I used to have it.
Right, so while Jason's on the floor.
So.
It's a trap!
I used to have the actual disc, the Republic Commando disc for the original Xbox, which apparently I don't anymore because I'm an asshole. So I do have it on my Xbox Live account, which is backward compatible with the Xbox One. So maybe I need to.
That's how I started playing it
one of these days.
Now I'm over here looking like an asshole.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't see it.
Okay. Whatever.
Maybe I'm the asshole.
Maybe that should be a future episode.
Maybe I'm the asshole?
Yes.
Republic Commando.
Well, that's every episode.
That's my job.
That's his thing. It's what he does.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, that's it. Are we fucking done here?
We weren't on for that long.
No.
I will.
Big Starklighter as the character of the week.
Hey, look. Good on you guys for reminding us about it. It obviously didn't make the notes this week.
Yeah.
So if you have a character of the week, please do some advon on it and make sure we're thinking about it before the actual taping. So we can actually do some research.
We should designate someone as the character of the week person. All right, Scott Rasmussen, you are next week's character of the week person. So Scott, give us a character and we will talk about it for episode 96.
And Bronco Fett, this does not count for yours.
I think it should, but whatever.
We didn't pay it that much justice, to be honest. I mean, it was like, oh, let's look at Wikipedia. Here's some words. Everybody got that? Yeah. Fuck it. Republic Commando. Let's go fucking stare at Jason on the floor. Yeah, I don't think that's fair to Bronco Fett.
All right, fine, whatever.
Well, he'll get another.
I guess he deserves better than that.
He does. He does indeed.
Yeah. So, but that's it though.
He was on his way to the gym, sporting yet another greatest podcast in the galaxy.
Goddamn right.
T-shirt. We have to please people fucking get us however, by hook or by crook, let's get some more
Hooker? Robert Kraft? What?
Oh man, that motherfucker.
Oh, the memes have gone on forever about that.
The best meme, Robert Kraft one was the fucking Tom Brady in the blonde wig. Did you not see that one? No. Oh my fucking god, dude. that one's, oh Jesus, I can't talk right now. That one right there. Hang on, I sent it to fucking 50 different people via text.
Yet not me.
Well, I don't know how you didn't see it.
No, I see where I stand in Dave's priority list. Currently pretty low. Are my lips really that purple?
Your teeth are too.
My God.
Look at that. So it's the breaking police reveal photo of Matrix owner Robert Kraft's prostitute to the public, and it's basically Tom Brady in a fucking in a blonde wig or something. And it's so fucking appropriate. Oh my god, it's so appropriate.
Oh, that's
even a fucking Patriots fan has to fucking appreciate that one.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Kristen's a Patriots fan, and we've been cracking Kraft jokes all fucking week, so she's a good sport about it.
Yeah, some of this. There's been some classics, some meme classics that have been rolling out. You know, with some of the current events, like the one you sent me this morning. I passed that around to a bunch of people. The AOC one.
Oh, yeah.
So I should
send this to Sulsky, actually.
Yeah,
I know he's a big AOC person.
Oh god, man.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it live. So.
He's doing it live. What time do we start?
I have no fucking clue.
All right. I'm going to continue to touch my laptop screen that I know isn't fucking touchscreen.
Big Lovin' and Sulsky, that's for you right there. So
okay, now what do I click? No, it's too soon.
All right, so next week.
Almost too soon.
Next week. Do we have anything for next week?
Let's do Vader next week.
Yes. Okay, so before we went live, we noticed that Darth Vader up to Darth Vader number 20 from the second Darth Vader, the 2017 series, not to be confused with the fucking 2015 Darth Vader series.
Agreed, not to be confused with.
Yeah, just got up to issue 20 on Marvel Unlimited, which we have subscriptions to. So we are going to read up to issue 20 of the second Darth Vader series for next week. Yes? Okay, so that's it. So that's what we're doing. 3PO.
Ah,
nice.
You can do it too.
Nice. So yeah, we'll do that because there's a big payoff at the end. No spoilers, but you know, the second Darth Vader series had some pretty big canon implications because of the implication.
I don't understand what he's saying.
If you're in the know, you know what that reference means.
Well, I haven't. No. What?
But they're not going to say no because of the implication.
When will then be now?
Soon. All right. Are we done here? This is like quickly derailed into just like a massive fucking train wreck. So maybe.
No, it took about 90 minutes of so we started. And then it was a 90-minute derailment.
Okay.
Now it's completely off the rails.
Okay.
So it was a gradual, like, kind of coming off the rails. Coming off the rails. Now it's off the rails. Oh,
no. All right. Fair enough. So Vader next week.
We're done. This is it. This is
episode 100 in 5 weeks. 5-star reviews on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please.
Dennis Reynolds.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
the Scranton Strangler.
Bronco Fett knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, all right.
Because of the implication.
I got you now.
Got
you. Now that I've seen that, I'm right there with you.
Yes. So anyway, thank you everybody who's been joining us on YouTube. All of our regulars, Isaac and Tom and Don and Big Lovin' whenever he decides he wants to drop in, and everybody else who hasn't spoken up. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you to all the listeners out there. This has been a hell of a ride. We're getting close to episode 100. I can't believe we're getting this high in numbers, honestly. I
like how you paused there. I can't believe we're getting this high. in numbers, especially since we both have to maintain our security clearances. So there's no highness.
Right.
There's no high.
What he said. Actually, mine just got renewed, so I'm good for 6 years.
No, yeah.
Can they? Well, never mind.
Yes. The answer is yes, that they can.
Okay. So anyway,
and they will.
That being said, thanks everyone. See you next week. And until next time, Dave, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Okay, now what do I click?